What is the SWIFT network for global wire transfers? Imagine sending money across the world with just a few clicks. How does that happen so quickly and securely? Well, that's where the SWIFT network comes into play. The Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication, or SWIFT, is a global messaging system that helps banks and financial institutions exchange payment instructions and information. It doesn't transfer money directly but sends secure messages that tell the banks what to do with the funds. Think of it as a universal language for banks to communicate across borders. Over 11,000 banks and financial institutions in more than 200 countries use SWIFT. This network is essential for international wire transfers because it makes the process fast, safe, and standardized. When you initiate an international wire transfer at your bank or credit union, they gather details like your name, address, account number, and the recipient's information. They also need the recipient bank's SWIFT code, which is a unique identifier called a bank identifier code. Once all the info is collected, your bank authenticates your account, applies any fees, and then uses the SWIFT network to send the payment instructions to the recipient's bank. If your bank has a direct relationship with the recipient bank, the transfer moves straight between them. If not, the message routes through one or more intermediary banks, called correspondent banks. These banks facilitate the transfer but may charge additional fees, which can vary depending on the banks involved and the transfer amount. When the recipient bank gets the message through SWIFT, it verifies the details and deposits the funds into the customer's account. The process then settles as both banks adjust their account balances. SWIFT also standardizes formats for international bank account numbers and bank identifier codes, reducing errors and speeding up transactions. In 2023, SWIFT processed over 12 billion secure messages, with most payments reaching their destination within 1 hour. The network supports many currencies and transaction types, making it suitable for countries outside regional payment systems. Transfers usually take between 1 and 5 business days, depending on the destination and the number of intermediary banks. For example, transfers to Europe via the single euro payments area can be completed in 1 day, while transfers to the United States or Australia might take longer. Banks and credit unions also monitor SWIFT transactions carefully for compliance with anti-money laundering rules. They check details against international sanctions and regulations, especially since international wires are often scrutinized by authorities. When you send a SWIFT transfer, you pay a fee for the service, which covers the processing costs. Intermediary banks may also charge fees, and the exchange rate used for currency conversions can include a markup, which is how banks make extra money on currency exchange. To send a SWIFT transfer, your bank needs specific information from you, including your full name, address, the recipient's details, the recipient's bank's SWIFT code, and the amount you want to send. You might also need to provide proof of identity, like a passport or utility bill, to comply with global anti-money laundering rules. While SWIFT is the main system for international wire transfers, other options like the automated clearinghouse in the United States or the single euro payments area in Europe serve regional needs. Still, for most cross-border payments, SWIFT remains the trusted and widely used network that connects banks worldwide, making international transactions smoother, faster, and more secure.